Hey everybody, Inkwell Stone Healing. Today I told you we were going to do up close and personal, and we will do twists. We'll do the side body. I'm going to smudge now, so I'm going to put you guys down. You guys can hang out here with some bossa nova music. And I'm just going to light my smudge. Again, white sage. There's some lavender in here, and there is ripe cedar. Some cedar in here. Okay. So I'm gonna smudge myself. Today I have some black cumin oil in my hair, which helps to hold in prana. It's actually really good immune building. And immune building is all about holding prana in and making it work for you, so you're not leaking it out and getting drained. So we're going to learn about the 5 pranas today, 5 BKY. There you go. 5 prana kama yoga. And today I drew cards again from the Sacred Earth Oracle by Tony Carmine Celendro and Leela J. Williams. So I'm just going to show you what I picked. I took from the deck, I took efficiency, formation, and time. So I'm going to, today we're doing it late. It's interesting how it brought up the issue of time. But timing really is important. So this was a really interesting journey to get what I want to do for you and download it in my being. So here's efficiency. Isn't that beautiful? There's formation. And there's time. There's an altar. And I'm going to just turn down this crazy jazzy music. And we're going to go together to the yoga room and get some stuff done. Okay, here we go. Up close and personal, 5 PKY. Oil in my hair to keep my immunity strong and my prana moving in a good direction. I'm going to make some sounds. I'm going to make some sounds, put you up against the pillow here. There. Oh, that's great. It's as if you're sitting on the pillow. There we go. Okay, see if that works. All right. Namaste. How is everybody? This is the last one that we're going to do. And then I'm actually going to do a special one just on breathing and with COVID. I'm going to do that one after this one is done. Yeah? Okay. So for those of you who have watched my other videos, we covered the foot, right? We covered the hands and the digits and the toes, right? And to really animate, really release your jaw, that it's a reflection of your hips, okay? And we talked about the rib cage, the middle body. So you have this full now integration of all this sort of front stuff. Now we're going to talk about the side body here. We did a little bit with the neck, right? Because it's an integrated whole piece. So I'm trying to get you to see all these dimensions and move them together. Because all those little small pieces will create an ease and a flow to when you're practicing your yoga and your breathing. And it won't be crazy or how do I do this? You know, it'll come very easily. And it's also going to be very safe for you if you have issues with PTSD or your nervous system is fried or you had an injury. This is really good practice for people who've had injuries, okay? So let's get to the side body. So today I want to work on twisting, and I want to show you. Here is my side body, okay? And I'm lifting my arm up. That's part of the yoga pose, but there's my rib cage. Some people have bigger rib cages than others, but remember to allow it to float. Don't hike up the rib cage. The lift comes underneath the navel and in the sternum. The rib cage just floats. When you're doing side stretches, you're pulling your hip away from your lower rib. So you're not lifting your rib up, but you're grounding, keeping this down as you lean over. Okay? So if I'm going to lean over this way, right? I'm coming this way towards my leg and grabbing onto my foot and hooking my fingers in the way I showed you. This here, this hip really comes down. So what I want you to do is just take a minute and see if you can ground your hip even more in this position. So I'm actually feeling myself really focusing on this dropping down, dropping. And then as I lean over, this just naturally creates space. You always want to create space in the side body, yeah? And the space is between your lower rib and your hip. So your hip, really feel your sits bones. Remember when I talked about the feet and the feet pressing into the floor and the hands pressing, and then that is your impetus to go up? It's the same thing with the feet, and it's the same thing with the side stretch. So my sits bones, my ground, and my hip is pressing really deep into the earth. And then as I go over, this pressing into the ground, I can feel it all in my lower back. I can feel it all in my body. And then there's a release. It actually feels amazing. It feels really, really good. It feels good because we all want to be held in what we're doing, no matter what we're doing, whether it's yoga or life. We want to feel like something or someone is holding us. And when we have the earth and the ground to hold us, we really feel that connections in our bodies with our feet and our hips. We release, we let go. Our body's intelligence snaps right in there, okay? And all you need to do is to go with it, to feel it, okay? So I'm just going to do the other side to balance my body out. Maybe you can see from this angle. So this angle, this is the side angle that kind of gets scrunched, right? So the other side, I'm going to pull down my hip. Oh, I can feel that. Okay, and I'm going right over to my toe. And I'm still lifting up, okay, with underneath the navel, pushing down with my hip. And I'm kind of reaching over with the length of my head is kind of pulling all the way towards my toe. Because what can happen to this side, you can feel really squished with it. So the same rule applies. Up and over. Not just over, but up and over. And the up comes under the navel. The up comes from really grounding your hip into the earth and lengthening the neck to go up and over. Okay? Let's see if I can do it on another angle so you can see the side body, and then I'll do a twist for you guys. Okay? So I'm just going to show you. It's my leg, it's my foot. And I'm going to just come and hook my fingers. Remember we talked about the meridians? Ooh. You just went around in a circle. Look, that's my foot. I'm going to hook my foot in with my fingers. Yeah? So they're right in between there. Right in between. Okay? And right up close and personal, my knee is parallel. It's up, it's not, my knee is not going in. My knee is remaining intact. It's not going this way and it's not going that way. Okay? It's very straight. Okay, folks. So you got to see that up close and personal, me hooking in, the leg coming. And the same thing applies when I go over. This is up and over, yeah? This is long, goes all the way down, yeah? Hip is really grounded. This is really pulling in and up. And again, don't be too serious. Arm comes right where the ear is. And I'm able to just really let go. My hip is really nice and down. And I can feel this gorgeous, gorgeous stretch. And every time I feel like there's a little bit of scrunchiness on my right side, I just lift my head up, lengthen the back of my neck. And I focus on going up and over as opposed to just over. Yeah? So that's the pranic energy, that's the play. Now I'm going to show you a twist, which is also about the sides, okay? So let's do that one. Lie down on your back. And I'm going to show you my meditation pillow over here. This angle for you. Up close and personal. So I want you to lie down, okay? Legs straight. And I'll be grabbing the camera and moving it around. Just let me get into position here. Lie on your back, okay? Lie on your back. And then what I want you to do is put a knee, put your foot on your knee, yeah? And you're just gonna roll over like this, watch. So you're coming with me, see? I'm rolling over onto my left side. My left leg is straight. My right foot is on my knee, okay? And I'm gonna take my right arm and again, pull the hip away from the rib cage, just very easily, very simply. And you're going to open up the upper body, and I am going to open up so like this is great that I have the camera because then I can really see that how I'm opening up is to allow the arm to just really, so I'm not up here and I'm not down here. Try to see if you can get it very centered. Yeah? Okay, and again, what's important is not if this reaches the floor. You're aiming for the floor. My shoulder is not touching the ground right now. Used to when I was younger, it used to go all the way. And if I practiced it, I'm sure it would come back. So good impetus. So this is reaching. And then if you can see, my knee is still on the floor, yeah? So if everybody can see this, my knee is on the floor, yeah? That has to stay down. And the hips feel the pull away from the rib cage, okay? And when you put your arm over your head and you stretch out, that's not as important as the grounding. It'll help open your heart. The deeper you go into your hips, the more your heart will open. The more your chest will open and your arm will open up, okay? So let's try the other side, okay? So I'm lying on my back. And I am putting my left foot onto my right leg, on my right knee. I'm gonna roll over like I did the other way. See, this is kind of good, you can see that there. And my leg is straight, so make sure it's your long leg is not leaning over here, that it's actually straight, okay? You got your foot, it's a little bit in shadow. Got your foot on your knee, okay? And again, I'm hanging out here on my side with you, yeah? And what's going to happen now is I'm going to take this hand, this arm, my left arm, and I'm going to swoop it over and I'm going to follow it. I'm going to follow my fingertips with my eyes, and I'm just going to let my chest open, but I'm not moving my hip. And as in fact, I'm flexing my feet. I'm pulling my hip away from my rib cage. And as I do that, you're supposed to follow with your eyes, but I don't want to leave you guys out there. So there we go. So you're supposed to follow. Your eyes will actually help it drop because you're engaging your entire being if you do it with your eyes, yes? Oh, my knee came up, so I'm cheating. So I'm going to come back here and make sure that I'm not cheating. And my knee is in fact down first, okay? Because if I can focus on my hips and I'm going to breathe. Yeah, see, I can feel my arm and my chest wanting to open even more and more as my hips ground into the earth, yes? having a dance together. That was kind of fun. Beautiful. So the twisting, we'll try this way. It's kind of fun dancing with the camera with you guys. Must be another one that we do. I think this one will really help you. Sit in Sukhasana, please, and thank you. And what we're going to do here is, again, lift up with the navel the way I taught you. Hips are square. Don't move the hips. Yeah? Okay. So again, lift up below your navel, and I want you to hold onto your knee. So your left knee with your right hand, and you're going to turn to your left. Okay? And you're going to lift up below the navel, open that sternum. Remember your wings into your back body, right? Back of the neck nice and long. And you're going to put your left arm, your hand down here, so you can feel this stretch all the way through. And we're going to do a twist. Ready? So I'm creating tension. I'm leaving my hips where they are. I'm pulling up under my navel. I'm flexing my foot. I'm grounding. I'm earthing. And I'm just turning the upper body with my head and my eyes in that direction. And let's twist to the other side so we're not uneven. So again, I'm taking my left hand and I'm putting it on my right knee. I'm taking my right hand and I'm placing it right where my hip is. Oh, let's take a little sneak peek where my right hand is. Okay, so here I am. And as I'm twisting, this hand that is there, and I have my left hand on my knee, as we talked about, it's just guiding me. I'm keeping the shoulder away from my ear. I'm feeling my shoulder blades into my back. I'm not moving this hip. I'm keeping this hip stable. Yeah? And I am working it a little bit. I am sort of pulling. So I'm pulling my knee a little bit to give it a twist, but you don't want to yank it too hard. So very, very gently. And I'm using my eyes to create distance. I'm lifting up in my sternum. I'm dropping into my back, my upper back, with my wings clipped in there. And I'm really allowing everything, trying to create space between the last rib and the hip. So the hip is dropping, this is lifting, and then it's twisting like an old dirty rag. And you're getting rid of all the toxins. So twists are very, very good for springtime. They will detox you. They're really amazing. So I showed you the ones on the floor. I showed you the ones sitting. And then the last one that we're going to do is triangle. Triangle is a twist. So that one's a standing pose. Let's see how we can do this. Wondering if you can see me from here. We'll try it out. This is the massage table. Okay, so let's try this piece. I really, really want us to try it, and I'll do what I can. You know what? Maybe I'm going to hold. Come with me. Okay, come with me. That's the way we'll do it. It's how we've been doing it all along, up close and personal, coming with me. So the foot here, okay, I'm going to place into triangle pose. Okay, and again, when you go over, and then my other foot is here, so you can see my body. And you can see the back of my foot here. So look up in your yoga books, that pose, triangle. Triangle is a bit of an advanced pose that I'm showing you, but the idea is all the same. You pull up underneath the navel, and when you go over, right? When you go over, you're lifting into your navel, you're pulling your hip away, so your standing leg here is really strong. Okay, this leg is really, 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 really strong, the standing leg. So if you pull away from your hip in your rib cage, your neck is long. it actually feels really good. And so this is a twist, because what you do with triangle, you put your arm around your back and you look up and you come up. And if you do that pose, with everything that I showed you and we talked about, the grounding of the hips, the pressing into your feet, the lift under the navel, the back of the head long. When you go over, I used to feel a lot of stuff in my neck. It was really yucky. So if you first practice opening this up and lengthening your neck, going over into triangle won't hurt, and there'll be a beautiful twist. So you're grabbing on and you twist and you look up. But we'll do those more advanced poses with a little more detail next time. We don't have a lot of time to go into it. But that's twists. That's how you manage the side body. Okay? So let's talk about this. Let's talk about an overview of what we did. So what we did with the yoga, we learned the upper body, the lower body, the mid body, and now the side body. And we did a little bit of the back body with the shoulder blades into the back, yes? And the back of the neck long, okay? And when you pull up under the navel, there is a correlation in the back. So if you can imagine right below your belly button, when you pull in, there's an energetic line that goes right into the back, okay? And you'll be able to feel that piece, because when you pull in, everything actually does drop down with your hips. You can feel it. Try that out. Okay? Inkwell Stone Healing. This is just a taste of the work that I do. And the next one will be on the breathing for the COVID piece. And from here, I'm going to be launching my packages. So you'll be able to buy the full thing once they're done. But I'm just giving you, a tasting tray. They come around with cheese and crackers and wine. You can taste some wine if you want to buy a bottle of wine. So that's what we're doing right now. Okay, and my touchstone for today, is transitions. Okay, the liminal space. And you want to find the in-betweens for things. We like to be solid where we are, but find the breath in the middle, try to find that suspension of down and up. And as you stretch that breathing piece, it's very, very similar to how your body works in yoga. So whatever the breath is doing, the body is also experiencing. Yeah? Okay. Be joyful. Be happy. Cultivate joy in everything that you do. And we'll see you next time.